Amelia Gorman.
Hello, Andrani.
Hello, Chloe Gorman.
Hello, Andrani.
Yes, I don't want to lump you into one person. You're individuals. It's so nice that you are offering your beautiful time today. Thank you for sharing. I really
thanks for asking us.
Are you kidding me? I'm honored. I'm honored that you would give me the time. I really am. I really appreciate it. I ask everybody the same thing in the beginning, so I'll ask both of you the same thing. And then, whoever wants to start it off, but you both get your answers.
Okay. All right, cool.
Why acting? Go.
Sure, yeah. I think for me, acting has always been just this place that I've been able to give myself permission to kind of feel and express certain just emotions and experiences in like a safe setting. And ever since I was little, I loved like any form of dress up or kind of just like making plays with Amelia and our family members. We'd always just create these little worlds that we could be whoever we wanted to be in. And I think I've often viewed myself as a creative person throughout my life, but I wasn't always like involved in theater or anything, but I knew in the back of my mind that acting was something that I always wanted to do. But I kind of didn't almost allow myself to view myself as like an artist or an actor. And it was like, oh, it's something I want to do, but a lot of people want to do that. I'm not like sure how I can be creative and whatnot. And so I kind of didn't always have this side to me. And then I kind of started like acting classes together. And I think it was just a way for me to really like view myself as this creative person. And it kind of gave me that validation that like this is an art form and this is something I can do personally. And I've always loved to do it. But yeah, it just really is some beautiful thing that it's both fun and it's like playing, but it's also stepping into this world that you can experience such like profound emotions and kind of like amazing experiences. So
that's great. How about for you?
It's pretty similar. I would say growing up, I was always super shy and like reserved. And I think when you like met my mom briefly, she mentioned that. And like,
she's lovely.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I think acting has like given me almost like a voice in a way that I never knew would be possible.
It's great.
Because I feel like, in real life, I can be still like pretty reserved. But like when I come in here and like we're like given the freedom to like explore different characters, I'm like, okay, I can kind of like try this personality out and like dive into this character and just like through that and finding like all of these different characters, I feel like I almost like develop more of a sense of self because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not as much like this character, but we have like similar pain. So I've always found that really like inspiring and just like cool. But yeah, I think just like creatively, it's like I have viewed myself as a creative person, like Chloe said, but I never like gave myself permission to like say that. Like I would always be like, oh, I'm like focused on sports and academics in high school. But really I was like, I want to be doing theater. I want to be like, we were in a film club, and kids would make short films. And I was like, I want to be in that. I want to be in the film festival at the end of the year. But I never like allowed myself to do that. But then I was like, you know what? Life is too short to not do that. So I went for it. And then, yeah, I feel like I've developed a voice for myself and I've gained a lot of confidence and also just like the sense of excitement around a new character, a new script, like getting a script and reading it. It like fills me with so much like passion and like drive that I honestly have not felt like in like education or anything. Like obviously I went to school and I like love writing and stuff like that, but yeah, I've never been filled with such a passion for something.
I love that. And you said something, so I spoke to another actor earlier and he said almost the same thing, that life is too short.
Yeah.
The fact that you're saying this at such a young age, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Where is that coming from? And I totally agree, but I'm old, so that makes sense.
I think pandemic really like drove that into me because I was like, oh my God, like everyone's lives were just completely turned upside down. And like, I realized I was like, what am I waiting around for? Like, we just got, like our whole worlds were shut down for like 2 years. It's still going on. Like, as you said, it's the flu now. But yeah, I think that like really was like, oh, like a wake up call. So I was like, I can't sit around and wait for my life to happen to me. Like I need to actually be proactive and like go after what I want. But yeah.
It's so weird. It's like a backhanded blessing that it happened for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow. How about for you? Do you feel the same way?
Definitely feel the same way. And I think because we were both like sophomores in college at the time. And I think I was just very like in this routine of things that was so like expected of people, and it was just like not do it. I was going through a lot of mental health stuff at the time, so it was kind of in a weird way like a nice break for me, like when we got sent home and I was with my family. And then I kind of was just thinking, I was like, who do I want to be? Like I don't feel like I really know who I am at this point and like what I kind of want. And I knew obviously like there are certain things I'd always wanted to do, and I think Amelia kind of like she kind of jumped the gun and like signed up for classes at Spicer, and I kind of followed suit, which is funny because like sometimes we do things together, or like it's very brief, like one after the other. So I think just being like, this is what I want to do, and I'm not gonna like apologize for it anymore, just because like I want to honor that and at least say I've tried and that I was doing it, and we are doing it, so that's pretty amazing. And also like my parents are like, they were going through a divorce and stuff, and both of them have been like, just do the things you want to do when you're young, and like it's so nice having that support.
Yeah.
But like they were like, there are just so many things we thought we had to do and like kind of settled down and had these like really steady jobs that are amazing, but also you kind of think back later in life and you're like, oh, I kind of want to do that. I wish I traveled more. I wish I did this. And so they were very encouraging, and I think that has meant a lot.
It's weird. I was just going to ask you, what do your parents think about this?
Yeah.
It's nice. They're supportive of it.
They are, and they are supportive, but then they'll also be like, okay, like, what are you thinking of doing next year once you're done with like your job right now? And I'm like, well, acting. But I know, I think we were all like aware that it's, you do kind of have to like kind of hit a lucky streak to like actually make money from it, or like have an income from it. But they are really supportive, and they're super proud of us for like going after our dreams, because they're like, it's scary, and I'm like, it is scary. So yeah, I think they are. Extended family's a little like, so when are you gonna get a real job? Like, like
That's right.
This thing isn't exact. Like my grandmother once, like, like you might want to start thinking about that. I'm like, well, I'm 23. I'm also doing this as an artistic thing, not just like trying to make money off of it. So I think that's something people don't always understand. Like they're like, well, how can you like sit there and not be like so like secure and like doing something for a career? And I'm like, well, I love the art side of it too. But yeah, with me and mom and dad are they're just happy that we're like putting ourselves out there and doing these creative things that we've always wanted to do.
I think it takes a lot of bravery for a parent to go like, go ahead, do what you want.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel bad at some points because I'm like, I don't know what my life looks like in 5 years.
They want what's best for
exactly.
you. They love you.
We have degrees and stuff, so like we did that, and they were very proud of us for that. So I think they know that deep down there's this like, okay, we do have something.
You have a net.
Alive. If we for sure need to. But I mean, I think they wanted to see us succeed. So yeah.
Have you started to hit certain, I want to say like career goals? Has that started happening for you? Because or are you getting close? Not quite. How's it feeling?
Yeah, I feel like it's like, I know I can feel that it's like close, and I'm like, okay, I'm at a point in like training where I'm like, I am ready to work professionally. Like I'm ready to do this, but it's like so sometimes out of your control that like it feels really frustrating. It's like just almost there, but not quite. I think, I worked on a short film a few months ago, so that was really exciting. Like just finally like booking something and being like, okay, this is,
I'm not insane.
Exactly. I'm not insane. Like this is like a small step that I can like use to like establish a career, and like establish myself as an actor, because I think part of what I've realized is like, I know I can do it, but like obviously casting directors and like other people, they don't know, like they only see a resume that has like one thing on it. And I'm like, please hire me. But
they're like, why am I gonna hire the girl who hasn't done anything?
So I think just realizing that like I could make my own stuff, which I think we've been talking with a few people in class about writing something, because then we have creative control, which is awesome. So in that way I feel like we're gonna like move towards our goals of like, I want to write a script and shoot it. Because
I get frustrated for you guys sometimes. It's like you do see like the working actors, and it's like, yes, but they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that they're better. They are far from it. They may have had really good representation that have gotten them out, and lucky breaks, relationships. Doesn't mean they're qualified. everybody, all the doctors have gotten a degree and gone through medical school. Doesn't mean they're all great. There was always somebody who was at the bottom of the class. Now, what are specific goals for this year?
That's good. I really want to, one, like write something, maybe like individually or as like a group, and kind of like gather actors to shoot and film it too, just because I think that's something I've always wanted to do career-wise anyway. Like I love the writing aspect also, and being able to like kind of visualize that and like act it myself and be a part of that world. So I want to do that, just also to get like another credit and kind of have that like footage out there so people can see that I can act and I can do it. But then also I think I would love to book like an indie film or something. I think for me, sometimes doing auditions for like theater SAG projects and stuff, it's really like amazing, but the scripts don't feel like as personal sometimes. So I think that's something I really want to connect to the art side of it first and feel like really like excited to be a part of a project like that, even if it's not like with a well-known like director or anything. That's, you never, like you always say, you never know who like the next big person is going to be. So I think right now I'm focused on trying to make those connections, trying to like go to events and stuff. Like Amelia and I went to this like live read of Jennifer's Body the other day. It was really cool. It was just like very into the artistic side of acting, which I thought was fun. And those things seem like you could maybe meet some people. So I want to just kind of put myself out there more, try to connect with other people on a genuine level too. And then, you know, maybe book some shorts or things and just try to like build into a working like profile for myself and my portfolio. So yeah. I would say similar. Definitely would love to write my own stuff, but also I think I've always wanted to be like, whenever I see like an audition or a breakdown that's like, we'll submit to festivals, I'm like, I think that's so fun. Like being a part of a film that's like going to do a festival run. Like, I think that would just be cool because you never know if it will be picked up or like approved by one. Yeah, I think I love like the indie filmmaking scene too. Obviously I would like love to be in the union as we talked about.
Oh, right.
But I don't know, for this year, I would just say like establish myself more, book more roles, just like to, you know, get like a better feel, because like it's one thing to be up in class and like have the freedom to explore everything, but then being on an actual set, you know, you are like, there's a director that's like has a specific image in mind, like, so you have to work
a vision.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot more like collaboration that goes on as well. So I think just like getting used to that and like understanding how a set works, getting comfortable on it to be like, I don't know, I feel like the comfort level is something I'm like struggling with. It's like I get so nervous, so I'm like, no, you need to just drop in and like not be in your head. So
It's gotten so much better, you know?
Thank you.
Just experience. Yeah. No, you're welcome. I mean, absolutely, you're welcome. What, see, I'm hearing a theme with you guys. You know, maybe this year is when it's really coming to, might come to fruition. You both seem to have a passion to be filmmakers.
I think that
Do you see yourself doing that?
I definitely
More?
Yeah, I do, because I'm like, I'm so particular when I'm like watching something. I'm like, I was like, oh, I kind of wish it was like that happened instead. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's not my movie. So like, maybe I should write my own thing, because clearly I have like visions that I kind of want to see. And I think it just like furthers that like point on like finding a voice for myself. I think film is a super cool outlet for that. And like being able to like write something, but also act in it would be just like so fulfilling for me. So yeah, I think same here, but I think that's also something I've come to like realize that I like for a long time I used to think, I'm like, well, what stories do I even have to tell? Like who needs to hear like another, like, I don't know, like a coming of age story? I'm like, well, actually a lot of people do. I'd love to see more. Those are like some of my favorite types of films and stuff like that. So I think just in general in life too, I'm like, I do have opinions and stories and things that they do matter, and it's not just like going into some void. So I think that's something I've always wanted to explore. And I think, yeah, the filmmaking side would be amazing. And like I said, just being able to act in that too. It's like really having this vision and getting to like see it in fruition. So I think that'd be amazing.
That's so cool. I haven't had anybody say, I want to be a filmmaker.
I think that'd be amazing. I think it'd be so fun.
Yes. Oh, it's exciting and it's challenging and it's all the things. I'm married to a filmmaker.
Yeah.
I know how exhilarating it can be, you know, and you really do. Your voice is heard. And that's what's so exciting about it. Okay, last question I ask everybody. Kind of the same thing. Where do you ideally see your career going, whether it's to work with a certain filmmaker or to now make certain films, to be on a series? What, if you could write your own story, what would it be? Writer's hard.
It's really hard.
Like, who's going to come up with it first?
Oh. I think for me right now, I would love to, like, trying to think of like filmmakers who I'd like love to work with. I have so many, but it's just, you know, it's that like blockage anymore. Well, I'm not there yet. I can't do that.
You could do it.
So I mean that, yeah.
Yes, this is the future.
Yeah. Like, is it like Robert Eggers or something? He did The Witch. I think that would be so cool. I love like spoopy kind of thing. So I'd love to be a part of something like that. Like a series would be amazing. Like, I mean, and I love Stranger Things, and like I think that like something like that, being a part of that world and that like kind of ensemble cast, like I would love to be part of. I think that's something in acting where I've always wanted that like community, and I love getting it like in class, but like being on a set and like having that cast, I think it's always been such like a fun thing in my mind. So I'd love that. And then yeah, I think getting to a sort of point where I have that authority to kind of take control and kind of have that reputation behind me of like a very kind person, a good person to work with, and just like, I don't know, that I can do it. I think I have to believe in myself, but it would be nice for like other people to see that and believe it too. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think like specific filmmakers, I love Greta Gerwig, Luca Guadagnino, all those like A24 kind of it's like they're not indies because they're huge budgets, but they kind of are independent films.
It's the tone.
It's the
is
tone.
indie.
Yeah, like the indie tone I would love. I think that's just so cool. What else? I think it would be nice to like, you know, have a career out of it and like to actually be making consistent money that you could support yourself.
Pay your bills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't need like a day job that you don't like. So that would be great. Yeah, I think being a part of like an ensemble cast would be so fun too. I think that's always been
idea.
But yeah, I also would love to write something of my own, as we've touched on like multiple times. And like whether we like pitch it somewhere and like pitch it to like festivals or just any like production company and see if that could get off the ground and, you know, we could actually like really make like get a budget for it and I don't know, have our dreams fully realized. That'd be really cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like this, the creativity bug is now leading you to opening up new avenues, which is so exciting.
Totally.
It was such a pleasure talking to you too today. Thank
You're
you
so
so much.
Thank you.
Yay! I love it. That's it. See how, you know, we make it